Happy holidays, ladies and gentlemen. Azure for sure here. Welcome to my showcase of not one, not two, but 3 Sonic Adventure mods. As it turns out, these mods specifically were originally from a mobile game of the Blue Blurs called Sonic Runners. Now, Sonic Runners has unfortunately, since the making of this video, been discontinued a few years prior. Seeing as how these costumes were only exclusively found within that game, the Sonic fan game community has produced mods for the Adventure series. As you can see, we're first playing through this mod for Sonic, that also has a new costume for Tails as well, that transforms them into holiday-themed versions that I figured were the perfect way to celebrate the Christmas and winter season, and to also close out this year together. That's not all though, for there's another costume that was also made available for the Rad Red and Magical Emerald holder himself, Knuckles the Echidna. If you'd like to try out these Sonic mods for yourself too, please be sure to check down below in the description box for the download link, so all of you guys out there can try these out for yourself too. And let me know what you think of them. Time really does fly, you know that? Especially when you're having fun. One of the primary reasons for me showcasing these mods, not only to test them out and see how they fare in the adventure style, but for a more important reason that is a bit more personal. As it turns out here, folks, it's been actually over 2 whole years since I originally started my channel. And if anyone was with me since the beginning, the very first title I ever actually played, this very game that we're looking at right now together. Yeah guys, I know, it's probably insane to any of you that have stuck around this long. I know there have been a lot of good memories and also some that have been, you know, obviously not the greatest, but if there's one thing that I've taken away from all of this so far, it's to never ever give up. That one fact alone has helped me in more ways than one, besides of course producing content for you all here on YouTube. In other areas of my life, more specifically, I was able to implement this sort of work ethic and drive to successfully complete not just goals but other projects and time-sensitive commitments that I had on my plate that needed to get done as soon as humanly possible. And thanks to you guys for sticking by me through thick and thin. There were definitely moments where I didn't think I'd be able to do certain things that I was able to eventually accomplish. Like I said, as it turned out, things just happened to work out somehow in my favor. That's what I meant before by this video is going to have an almost double meaning, you know, besides like the showcase and whatnot, which is the main focus, but also just to reflect on our time together here. It almost seems like a dream. I'm thankful it's not, but there are definitely instances where I catch myself just being completely in shock and awe, and more importantly here, how much we've all grown and connected with one another, and been able to have the opportunity to interact with each other. To my surprise, I believe that some of you, while I haven't met personally, some of you I know did attend similar conventions and events over the years that I was also at and in attendance for. So we could have very well walked right past each other and honestly not even known it at that time, which is quite frankly even more amazing. This year has definitely been one of the more difficult ones for me in terms of just trying to keep the ball rolling for you guys. You guys deserve to have content that's at least semi-consistently produced by me. Perhaps I'm being too hard on myself here, and the fact that I was in college. Thankfully now though, that's all behind me, with finals and everything out of the way, and this semester actually being my last one. Now it's time though to focus on you guys. If you guys have a request for a video, please don't be afraid to send it to me. I'm always ready to check out my comments and any sort of questions you guys might have. Don't be afraid to send me anything. Whether it's good or bad, constructive or non-constructive and you just want to say hello, that's fine by me. As I've realized over the years here, in order to do this, not even just as a hobby, but perhaps as something even greater one day, you have to really have that set of thicker skin. By that I just mean how you have to be more cautious and durable in the sense of people telling you their opinions and you might not agree with them. Hey, I don't mind if people disagree with me, or even if I disagree with somebody else. I mean, that's just how I might feel, and that might just also be, in a way, how they particularly feel. That's alright. That's not an issue whatsoever. I just wish, though, that people could just get along and really connect on the aspects that matter to all of us. And that's gaming. Not even just about Sonic here, but in general. That deep love of immersion and being able to connect with each other than most people are usually willing to do is something that I think personally sets us all apart from the rest of other communities out there. This is just my subjective opinion. Playing through the various types of Sonic games and even Sonic fan games has definitely opened up my eyes to seeing just how truly passionate and creative people within the Sonic community can really be. There's a lot of really talented people that deserve to have their voices be heard even louder. Speaking of which, right now we're making pretty good progress. We are actually making pretty good time in terms of defeating Dr. Eggman here and reigning supreme in terms of who is actually the faster between the two. Although Dr. Eggman has all of his technology by his side, the maniacal doctor is, however, still not a challenge in the slightest for Miles and his superior intellect. That reminds me here, throughout the entire duration of this stage, I found it incredibly more helpful to fly through the giant green rings that are positioned up in the sky for Tails to get a quick boost of speed. The way I see it, why would I take the longer, possibly more scenic route though, if, as a consequence, would give Dr. Robotnik more of an advantage over me? That would have most certainly been something though, if Dr. Robotnik would have caught up and somehow managed to steal the win right from under our nose. Talk about being a real bah humbug. Seeing as how we've now completed Sonic's action stage and also Tails' action stage, respectively, it is now time for us to venture through the last of the three as the primary powerhouse of the main trio, Knuckles the Echidna. And to top it all off, in what better stage that couldn't be more fitting than Casinopolis. In terms of Knuckles' holiday costume, it is certainly a very interesting take on his character, since he is the muscle of the group and has to do a lot of the more heavy lifting and whatnot to help out Sonic and friends in their crazy adventures that have happened over the years against the forces of not only Dr. Eggman, but a lot of other characters and factions as well. When out and about, it's always imperative for Knuckles to be sure that he's bringing his A game to the party. And let's face it here, folks, give Dr. Eggman more of a edge over our heroes. That reminds me, if any sort of mods similar to these ones come out for Sonic Heroes, I'd certainly be interested in playing through those for you guys. As a quick side note here, I'd like to share something that I recently discovered while researching these mods. So here is a very brief shout out to the Sonic Retro forums, among a list of other significantly prominent sources that have been extremely diligent in documenting the historical history of Sonic. It's thanks to these sources that I was able to find this fun tidbit of information and share it with you all right now. The link to read up on these mods and their history concerning them will also be down below in the description box as well, for anyone who's honestly just curious and wants to check out the more historical footnotes regarding the Sonic franchise. As a fun fact, back in the day when Sonic Adventure was first released on the Sega Dreamcast in 1998 and 1999, there was a form of downloadable content from the internet that you could use when you hooked up your internet via your service provider and actually tap into something a little bit similar to this. Maybe one day we'll be able to fully recreate that in beautiful HD, but the way I see it, this is still much better than nothing at all. These mods were pretty fun and were a nice way to close out this year and to also celebrate the coming holiday. Despite this mod only primarily consisting of these 3 outfits for the main trio of heroes here, it was still a worthwhile experience and I wouldn't have changed a thing. Now, would I have picked maybe perhaps a few different action stages to play through? Possibly, but then again though, it wouldn't quite elicit that sensation of holiday cheer. If I had to pick a favorite mod though, I would say that my favorite one was actually for Knuckles. But then again, Sonic and Tails costumes were also pretty good as well. I mean, in their own right, they were all pretty unique and true to their character. Well everybody, this concludes this mod showcase featuring the Sonic Runners mods in Sonic Adventure. Before we say farewell, I'd just like to thank each and every one of you who have supported this channel, not just this year, but since the very beginning. Without you guys, I surely wouldn't be where I am today. While this year has definitely been challenging, one thing I hope we can all agree on is that next year will undoubtedly be better. Until my next video when we all meet again, this is Azure, and I'm signing off guys. See you all in 2021. Take care everybody, happy holidays, and have a happy new year.